Show 2015. Now it's time for everybody to collect their awards.
You're out there helping the Roadster show, doing things.
At this time, I'd like to introduce my co-MC, Carolyn McGowan, who was Miss Oregon 2011.
This is my third Roadster show that I've been to, and this year it got me working again.
At this time, I would like everybody to stand. I'm going to introduce Rebecca Anderson, Miss Oregon 2014, who will do the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Next award, Outstanding Street Rock. Dale Fode, Redwood City, 1934 Ford Roadster. Outstanding Custom Rod. Doug Beatty, Vancouver, Washington, 1936 Ford 5-window Custom. Outstanding Street Machine. Jerry and Josie Kinsrud of 1970, the 1970 Dodge Challenger. Outstanding Restored. Roy Billings, Brush Prairie, Washington, for 1963 Studebaker Avanti. Outstanding Bike. Craig Olson of Woodland, Washington, for the 1999 Pro Custom. The Best Bike. The award goes to Mike Lawrence of Camas, Washington, for the 2014 Big Bear Pro Street Sled. Best Restored. Janice Sutherland of Red Bluff, for the 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner. Best Rod. 1933 Chevy Roadster that belongs to Greg Meyer of Tiger. The Best Street Machine Pump. 1958 Chevy Corvette Scott Siegler of Wilsonville. The Best Truck. Matt Ward of Grants Pass with his 1964 Chevy C10. Best Custom. Glenn Jonke of Gold Hill for the 1955 Chevy Nomad. And the Multnomah Hot Rod Council High School Challenge, third place. High School Challenge, third place, goes to a 1984 Chevy Silverado K10, Dustin Tilden of Ridgefield, Washington.
Okay, that's kind of the end of our ISCA awards. Now we're going to go into our Multnomah Hot Rod Council Special Awards and to the finale of our top car in the show. But before we do that, we want to take a few minutes and do our Hall of Fame. And I'd like to ask any Hall of Fame members to come up on stage, please. Our Hall of Fame was started by Bill Peterson and established to honor the hot rods and their owners and builders. The Hall of Fame also grants honorary membership to the outstanding individuals of the automotive and hot rod community. It is my pleasure to introduce your two honorary inductees into 2015 Hall of Fame, John Bacovey and Donna Bacovey.
59 years ago, I went to the very first Roadster show. There's people up here that I've respected and saw grow all the years and all the different cars they had. And you have to be car crazy. You just love this hobby. And I already told them next year was going to be my last year. I'm getting tired. I don't know, maybe they did this because they want me to work some more. And I couldn't do it without this lady here. And she's my driving force. She's my Energizer bunny, I call her.
I just want to thank everybody, and it's our pleasure to be able to work from home.
Our first vehicle, a 1939 Chevrolet hardtop coupe named Halo. This is owned by Jerry and Joseph Kennerud. Halo was built by A&M Customs. Its awards are many, including the Portland Roadster Show, Grand Winner, Grand National Roadster Show, Sacramento Roadster Show, Boise Roadster Show, just to name a few. It is an absolute beautiful build, and it is our privilege to induct this 1939 Chevrolet coupe into our Portland Roadster Show Hall of Fame. Okay, we have one other vehicle that is going into the Hall of Fame. This is a 1950 Ford F1 truck owned by Dan Graham. In 2002, Dan spotted this old 50 Ford F-150 truck. Dan left a note on the windshield asking the owner if he wanted to sell it. A month later, he was the owner of this Ford truck, and 8.5 years later, it transformed into this beautiful 1950 F1 Ford truck. Its awards are amazing, and the truck itself is amazing. Congratulations, Dan, and welcome to the Portland Roadster Show Hall of Fame.
Does this guy clean up well or not? I'm usually not at a loss for words, but I'm pretty much speechless. All I can say is thank you to everyone who helped build the truck, a couple of small shops up in Whatcom County, Washington. Service Pro did all the engineering and the engine build, and Bobber Auto Body, and I couldn't have done this without Verna, who was so supportive throughout the whole project. She says, when are we going to quit paying for this thing? And after 8.5 years, we finally got there. I want to thank these folks for being so gracious. Let's give them all a hand.
The first one that we have is the Multnomah Hot Rod Council High School Challenge 3rd place. And this is going to Dustin Tilton. There's a $100 check that goes with this for for a 1984 Chevy Silverado. In our Mount Omaha Road Council High School Challenge, second place. This is a $200 award. Goes to Dakota Thompson for a 1990 Chevy C15. And our first place winner in the high school challenge, a $300 award goes to Sam Steinman for a 1981 Chevy El Camino. Our next award is the Keith the Pharaoh Presky Memorial Award. A lot of you probably knew Keith. He passed away this last summer, and he was a great supporter of the high school challenge, always providing awards for them. And are any of the Pharaohs here that would like to come up? And the Pharaohs Car Club is continuing his legacy, donating two $500 awards at the Roadster show in his memory. And there are two of his vehicles out here in the hall if you haven't seen them. Our first award winner for the Keith the Pharaoh Presky Memorial Award goes to Cody Deputy for a 1974 Chevy Camaro. And our second award for Keith the Pharaoh Presky Award goes to Matthew Hunter for his 1978 Chevrolet Love pickup. Our next presenter, our special celebrity guest at the show, Johnny D'Agostino, will select a couple of awards for Johnny.
Thank you, Mike. Since I've been coming back to the Portland Roadster Show for these last 4 or 5 years, I've been giving out a John D'Agostino Custom d'Elegance Award. This award is a very hard award to give because there's so many nice cars at this show, but the way I narrow it down to, it must be a traditional custom. And this year, there was 4 or 5 ones that I kept going back and forth, but there was 2 or 3 that really stuck in my mind. But I had to narrow it down from 3 to 2. And this year, the 2 finalists, and it must be a radical car, chopped, Chandler sectioned. I like to have these 2 people walk up on stage. The 2 finalists are Doug and Steve Beatty with the 36 Ford, and Steve Frisbee with the 50 Ford Coupe, the Ron Dunn car. Could you please come up here, please? Like I said, this is a very hard award to give out, and this year I'm really proud to give it to these 2 gentlemen behind her. They both deserve the award. So I'm going to share this award. One's going to get it now, one's going to get it sent to him next week. So what I'm going to do, congratulations, Steve Frisbee, 50 Ford, the Ron Dunn Recreation, great job. And Doug Beatty with the 36 Ford, built by Don Lowe, beautiful job. They both won the award this year, and they're both going to share it. Thank you.
Schwab has been giving out 2 $500 gifts. Ross, so you want to come on up? It says Les Schwab, oh, I'm sorry, Les Schwab Choice. This is their pick of a vehicle at the show. We'll be talking about Les Schwab as far as the high school challenge a little bit later. Les Schwab is picking a 1972 Chevy C10 pickup owned by Richard Becker's a Tiger. So if you please come up. These picks that we're announcing now are our sponsor picks that they picked their favorite vehicle in the show. Our next pick for Napa Sunset Auto Group goes to Brian Ross for a 1946 Chevrolet COE. Our next sponsor pick goes from Weston Buick Kia, goes to Jim and Kathy Shillette for a 1958 Chevy Impala convertible. Our next sponsor pick is Industrial Finishes. They've chosen a 1955 Chevy Nomad owned by Glenn Jahanke of Gold Hill. Our next sponsor pick is Fasst Specialties. They have picked a 1957 Chevy Bel Air two-door hardtop owned by Jim Manley of Sisters. Our next pick is Bob Lamphere Enterprises has picked a 1966 Chevy Nova owned by Emery Johnson of Troutdale. Our next sponsor pick by Bushwhacker Body Gear goes to Dan Thomas, a 1951 Ford Woody. Our next pick comes from Northwest Autorama, Larry Hansen.
How you doing, Gary? How are you? I want to say this has been a great show. This is my partner, Gary and Linda Scheibel, with Northwest Autorama. The two family business. First of all, it's real hard. In fact, we're doing the first award for the Salem guys, Greg and Bob. If you don't know them, down in Salem, they do a great car show. It's kind of neat. Like, I've been doing car shows for 56 years, and all three of our shows get along great. Portland comes to our show, so does Salem. So the first one is Salem's Choice. It was hard. They had to go back down and pick another one. It's Joe and Pam Varela, a 65 Dodge Dart.